Yeah, good evening. Uh, I'm not so impressed with the picture quality that I have because the phone that I'm using is not very good. It's not very good. So my picture quality is highly compromised. I don't know if I can make it better. I need to sort out this office also. How is that? Let's see that. Okay, I think it looks better. Looks better. So, yeah, good evening. I'm feeling kind of emotional tonight. Um, you know, before I come to talk, I usually, think through things, analyze certain issues and so. But today, um, I haven't. I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling bad, kind of. I'm feeling bad. Why I'm feeling bad? Because I realize that a lot of us, I'll include myself, a lot of us in politics, it's not so much about saving the nation. It's more about, you know, about ourselves. If I'm not eating, then I'll raise issues. If you are eating, then it's okay. This is how I look at things. Our politics is like people talk from the position of vantage. People talk from a position of vantage or disadvantage. If they are advantaged, they will speak positively. If they are disadvantaged, they will speak negatively. In other words, we are not very honest. We are not very honest in the way we do our politics. Even now, before I start talking, a number of people who are coming here, who want to listen, you are coming with your minds, already made up. You are in one side. You are one-sided. If I don't speak, what you want to hear, you will be here, saying all sorts of negative things. If I speak something that you like, then you will be here, to commend me and shower me with praises. But you see, at the end of the day, we can't develop like this. We can't develop like this. We need to open our minds. We need to open our minds and look at things objectively, truthfully, and look for real solutions. Not just the you know, looking at defending our position. We just want to defend our position. Some of those who are in opposition, they just want to defend that opposition position. And those who are in the ruling party, they just want to defend that their position. And sometimes the truth is in between, And we can never develop a country if we are just looking at, it should be my way. It should be my way. Those who are in the ruling party, they just want, they want to hear something positive. So all those of you who are here, who are supporting UPND, you want me to speak positive things about President Hakainde Hichilema. You want me to speak positive things about, the government, the ministers. You want me to speak all those positive things. That's all you want. And those who are in the negative, those who are in the opposition, particularly those who are on the side of Edgar Chagwa Lungu, I want to discuss, my point of view on that press conference. I know those of you who are on the Lungu side, you want me to speak something positive about Edgar Lungu. But as we are doing this, as we are defending our positions, we are denying ourselves from looking at the realities of the Zambian people, the plight of the Zambian people. We are denying to look at that. Zambian people, let's face it, a lot of Zambian people are suffering. A lot of Zambian people are suffering. We are living in hard times. We are living in hard times where a number of people are suffering. And whilst we are defending our positions, we are not finding solutions to the Zambians' plight, the plight of the Zambian people. We are not. Because even where something is wrong, we want to defend it. Even where somebody is trying to raise a concern, we want to defend it. And we want to demonize that person who is raising concerns over a genuine issue. But for those who are also in opposition, you are taking advantage of the situation. You are talking not because you want to help the poor. You are talking so that you can be in that position. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I will repeat this position. What I'm trying to say is that for those who are in the ruling party, or those who are supporting the ruling party, you don't want to hear anything negative. You want to hear positive things. Even when there are genuine concerns that are being raised, you don't want to hear those concerns. You don't want. You just want positive things. Some of these things that are being defended by the government, they are things that really, some of them have failed, some of them need to be improved on. But you find those who are in the ruling side, on the ruling party side, they are defending it no matter what. A good example that I would give you is CDF. CDF, I mean, you are busy praising CDF. As far as I'm concerned, CDF, apart from the increment, apart from the pronouncements, CDF has failed. I'm telling you, as far as I'm concerned, CDF has failed. In as much as we are talking about it, CDF is more of a propaganda policy than a real policy. And why do I say this? From the time that this government came into power and increased the CDF, which year have they given the said amounts? Which year? From the first year that they came into power, 2022, because 2021 they said it is not our budget. But 2022, it was their budget. 2022, they could not give CDF accordingly. Some of the constituencies, as we speak, have not received the full amount of what they promised. We have come into 2023. This is December. Tell me, those of you who are in government, tell me how much have the constituencies received. Yes, you can talk about a few, constituencies which you have targeted, where you are giving the money and then showing up, this CDF is working, CDF is working. But majority constituencies, CDF has not done them any good, because a lot of them have not received the money. They said money. They said money, they have not received it. And when we talk about it, those of you in the ruling party, you don't want to hear this. But this is the honest truth. You are building, I've seen so many, especially police posts. A number of police posts have been built, small police posts, a few classrooms have been built, and this is what you are praising. CDF, money has gone to the people. Money has gone to the people. You haven't given them the money. You haven't given them the money. This year, as we are talking, a number of constituencies have not received CDF. And some of the constituencies did not even receive the full amount of CDF from last year. They didn't receive. It is good to increase the amount, but surely, what good is it if you increase the amount and yet you do not give the people the money? You said CDF is taking money to the people, but if the money is not there, what good is it? Even if you talk about these amounts, so much, what good is it? What good is it? And then there are these vehicles that you purchased. There are these vehicles that were purchased, which were given, these police vehicles. I think ambulances also were bought. I don't understand. I know the police need vehicles. But what I didn't understand is, why should government buy vehicles for the police using CDF money? Why? And you buy them centrally. Just help me. Help me understand. Those of you, you say CDF is decentralizing, resources to the communities. But those monies are not being received, number one. Then number two, you start buying assets. You are buying assets as a central government using CDF money. What sense is there? Who is supposed to buy vehicles for the police, for example? Who is supposed to buy vehicles for the police? Who is supposed to buy vehicles for the police? It's the government. It's the government that is supposed to buy. Police are supposed to be fully funded by government. Even those vehicles are supposed to be bought by government, buying for the police officers. So if you are saying that you are giving money to the communities, but you go and take the same money, use it as a central government, honestly, where is the increment there? Where is the increment? Those vehicles, as far as I'm concerned, those vehicles that President Hakainde Hichilema was distributing, for me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Those vehicles would have been better off bought by government money and given to the police. Distribute them to the police. For me, what happened, that CDF distributing of vehicles, was just a political stunt. It was just a political stunt. There is nothing like CDF there. It's simply, we just have to say, this government has bought vehicles for the police. Has bought vehicles for the police. And as far as CDF is concerned, these monies which are being utilized by the central government, you should not consider them as part of CDF. You should not consider them as part of CDF. In other words, CDF has not been increased. it is you must reduce whatever the figure by that money that is being spent by the central government. And the rigidity of CDF, I mean, it is as good as, the central government is the one that is spending money. So this is a genuine concern. But when you speak like this, those in the ruling party, they don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear this. And there are so many issues. My heart is bleeding, frankly speaking. I want to say it, that my heart is bleeding. My heart is bleeding because there are so many things that are happening in the country. And my desire to work with the UPND, I've become less critical of the UPND. And yet there are so many issues that are out there, which I would actually be talking about. But truth be told, I am ignoring some of these issues. Why am I ignoring some of these issues? I'm ignoring them because you cannot be destroying what you want to build. You can't. You cannot be destroying what you want to build. If I talk about some of these issues, I mean, I'll be putting UPND in a more difficult situation. I want to help them, but I will talk about their reaction when I talk about their attitude. But some of these issues, really, what happened? Kukuma Mines School, what happened? Those people that were covered. Why should our people be dying? What is this? Kuma Black Mountain, Green Mountain, Blue Mountain, Red Mountains. Why should people be dying in that manner? Why should people die in the manner that people died in Nchanga? I mean, that was illegal mining that is currently going on. There is a lot of illegal mining currently going on. A lot of illegal mining currently going on by our people. And you see, the disadvantage of illegal mining is that, first of all, it is not safe. Then secondly, people are exploited. They would work very hard to get out whatever the ore that they are getting, but they will not be paid accordingly. They will not be paid accordingly. And therefore, they remain poor. I think there is something that we can do better to change the scenario. We can make most of our people, better. We can make most of our people better, change their lives by, giving them. Bring my baby, bring. I'll just get this. Thank you. I think get me some water also. Yes. Just water to drink, yeah. We can do something to stop that what is happening in the mines. There is so much that is going on in the mine. There is so much that is going on in the mine, which I wish could be different. And look, whilst you're saying that people are suffering, some of the things that the government is doing, really, they are not very good. You are destroying utuntemba to abantu. A lot of people tuntemba na abato baula na muto baula kukawata na muto baula kuchnankane. You are destroying the little that the Zambian people are trying to survive on. They're trying to survive on that, and you're destroying it. At the moment, things are hard. And you seeing that things are hard. And when you know that things are hard, why can't you be more lenient? Why can't you be more understanding? I went to Kabwata. What I saw there, it's really sad. It's really sad. Now, utuma saloons to abantu shani. Ah, no, come on, mwebantu. Come on, mwebantu. Napapat. These are hard times, mwebantu. These are hard times. Now, if you go out, yes, sir. Thank you. I understand we need order. Surely we need order. We need sanity. I agree. We need to keep our environment good and everything. I agree. But can't there be a way that we can, compromise on this such that we allow people to earn their living? Because our markets, we know, like Kabwata, for example, itself. Kabwata is not big. Kabwata market is not big. Kabwata market cannot absorb all the marketeers that are around there. And so it is in other areas as well. I think we can do better. We can somehow compromise to allow people to live. We cannot kill people in the name of, trying to keep our towns clean. No, we can't do that. I think we need to compromise. Those of you who are in government, can you try to see how we can compromise such that, we allow people to live, at least to have a piece of bread? The situation as it is bad already. So people are just trying to survive. So can we find a way of compromising, relaxing some of these rules to allow the poor people to survive? You are killing people by what you are doing, destroying their little tuntembas. You are killing people. You can talk about free education, but free education will never work if people don't have food in their homes. It will never work. Children have to eat before they go to school. And how are they going to eat if their parents can't do anything? We cannot allow everybody to go into town and do, vending or make tuntemba. We cannot. But at least let's allow a few to survive. I think a government should look at creating opportunities for the people. Government should be looking at creating opportunities for the people than taking away opportunities. The job of government is to create opportunities. That is the job of government. But by UPND, the challenge that you have, if you ask yourself to say, how much opportunities have you created? How many people have you absorbed to a better living? How many young people have you employed? Don't tell me about 35,000 whatever. Come on. We have got so many young people that are just languishing, looking for something to do. How are those young people going to survive? And not everybody is a teacher. Not everybody is a nurse. Because you like to defend, we have employed whatever. Come on. Not all of them are teachers and nurses. We have got extension officers, agriculturalists, They have been complaining. They are not taken. But what about those with other trades? What about those who have not completed their schools? They are Zambians by the fact that they may not have completed school. They are Zambians. They also need an opportunity for them to earn a living. But what is making me sad is that you are taking away even the little opportunities that these people have. And some of these tuntembas that you are destroying, they have existed. They have existed for so many years. For so many years they have existed. People have educated their children. People have lived. They have raised up their children through those tumatuntembas that you are breaking today. They have existed long before even PF came into power. They were there. They have been there. But you are coming today, you are destroying them. As you are destroying that, what are you replacing with for those people to say, okay, we have taken away this from them and we have given them this? What are you giving them? What are you replacing them with? These really, that's why, I've been feeling very sad today. Very sad. Because I've been pondering on these realities. Yesterday when I went to Kawata, I really felt bad. I felt like shedding tears. I felt like shedding tears because some of these people, actually, I know them. I campaigned in Kawata. I was passing there and like my graveyards. To say, apapa alichite, apapa alichite, apapa alichite, and all of them you are taking them out. And I'm wondering, what are they doing? What have you given them? You have removed those things. And it's not only in Kawata, it's also in other areas. This is happening throughout the country. This is the policy of the UPND. But UPND, that please, as much as we want to work with you, as much as we don't want to criticize you, I'm asking you to say, all these things that you are doing, what are you doing to, to provide for these people? What are you doing? Me, I am sad. I want to be honest with you that I am very sad with these kind of situations. Then, we want to praise government where it is due. We want to praise government where it is due. And we want to defend government where it is due. But look, the rain season is here. The rain season is here. And that Minister of Agriculture was busy in Parliament babbling, over, the new agriculture policy, the new initiatives that they have brought. But we are getting feedback that a number of people have not gotten the farming inputs. We are getting feedback to a lot of people who are complaining that they have not gotten the farming input. And some of them are actually complaining that the farming input, especially this year, has gone in the hands of, UPND cadres. They are getting bags and bags of fertilizer, bags and bags of seed, and they are not giving the people. We are getting information of people, of cooperatives that have been formed purely by cadres. 6 of them, and they are getting, farming inputs for about 20 people. But there are just 6 of them. And they share it amongst themselves. This is a good policy. It is good. It is, helping farmers is very good. But with what you are doing, it's not very good. I appreciate the initiative of people, even civil servants going to get loans. I appreciate that. I think that is a good initiative. But how many are civil servants who are going to access those private loans? How many? How many? And mind you, these loans are being given on the same terms as the way the banks lend out money. They want some kind of surety. But how many have collateral to get those loans? Because collateral is not a field. No. And a number of our farmers, they grow or they plant in traditional lands which have no papers, But banks are looking for papers. So how will people access those loans? How many people will access those loans? Government should work out these things. You should not be superficial. You should not just be at the point of rhetorics. We want to do this. You should go down to practicalities. Practicalities to look at, to say, most of our people are peasant farmers. Most of our people don't have, collateral. Most of our people don't have documentations for the land that they are utilizing. And you cover these areas. So these are some of the challenges. Later on, of course, we're talking about commodity prices. Commodity prices, of course, like I've been saying here, this is a global challenge that we have. It's a global challenge. It's a global challenge. It's not only in Zambia. But it is a reality that we cannot run away from. It is a reality. And measures must be taken to see how we can cushion the Zambian people. I must say that the government really on this one, we are doing much better than other countries. Other countries are worse off. Other countries are worse off. Talk about Kenya, talk about Ghana, talk about Malawi, talk about Zimbabwe, talk about South Africa. They are challenged, including Nigeria. They are challenged. And our country is doing much better on that. Unfortunately, we now have people like Edgar, Lungu, and others trying to take advantage of the situation. I am really sad. When I followed through the press conference of His Excellency, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, I was very saddened. I was very saddened. I was saddened. Why I'm saddened? Because first and foremost, I don't believe Lungu has got solutions to the problems that we have. And he knows it. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think Lungu has got solutions to the problems that we are facing. I don't think he has those solutions. He doesn't have. And this is why, even when he had that press conference, he only read out the statement and could not take questions. Why Lungu could not take questions? It's because he doesn't have answers to the challenges that we have. He doesn't have. Edgar Lungu doesn't have solutions to the problems that we are facing. I've got no problem whatsoever with Lungu coming back. I don't lose sleep on Lungu coming back. It doesn't bother me. Why it doesn't bother me? Because it's his constitutional right. If he wants to come back, he can come back. It's his constitutional right. The challenge that I have is that as much as he's coming back, he doesn't have solutions to the current problems that we are facing as a country. So if he doesn't have solutions, what's the point? Why is he even coming back? Why is he even coming back? I want you to follow me on the points that I'm raising on Edgar Lungu. And I'm doing this not because I hate him, no. And I know somebody will say, but you are the one that was singing Alebwe Rapo. How can you come today and say he doesn't have solutions? It is just like umwanakashi. Wamono mwanakashi umusuma. Wambo kumufuaya. Ulelanda nankwe. Palasi ngwasha mwana mfofu alelanda. Uyumuntu tafikirepo. You can't marry that person. You can't marry that person. That's why we have met so many women in our lives. So many women we have met. So many women we have met. But we didn't marry. We didn't marry them. We didn't marry them. We married those that we thought these, okay, at least this one. It is because when you engage somebody and you feel that really this person doesn't have what it takes, you withdraw. You can't continue. So don't come here and start telling me to say, no, you are the one that said Alebulirapo. Yes. Yes. But after walking with Lungu for some distance, I realized he doesn't have the solutions. He doesn't have the solutions. From a personal point of view, my interaction with him, from a personal point of view, I don't think he has the solutions. But beyond that, even in public, we all listen to what Edgar Lungu says. Do you hear solutions? Hello? Yes. So if you honestly, you have seen I'm talking and you are calling me, does that make sense? No, you can go forget it. Come on. Hello? I'm watching you and you are calling me. What nonsense is that? I'm watching you. To me na phone. Hello? That is abusing my number. I'll open phone lines with the number that I use. I'll open phone lines and you can call on that one. Not on my direct line. I will open the phone lines and you can contribute through that line. Not on my direct line. No. There is a line, this phone, that is the phone that I use. And I'll give you the number where you can, where you can call and make your contribution. Not for now. So the first thing is that I do admit that we have got challenges. And I've just alluded to some of the challenges that we are facing as a country. And as we are facing these challenges, some politicians, especially those who are in the opposition, want to take advantage of the situation to come as messiahs. But you want to come as messiahs and you're not giving the solutions. You are not giving the solutions. You are not giving the solutions. Lungu read out a statement, but he could not take questions. Why couldn't he take questions? And mind you, since he came out in active politics, that is the first time that he spoke. That is the first time that he spoke. He's not engaging people. He's not. He's not engaging people so that we hear what he has. So that we hear what he has. We are not getting that. We are not getting that. Then, admittedly, there are a number of issues that Edgar Lungu raised, which really this government ought to look at. This is the truth. There are some issues that Lungu raised which ought to be looked at by this government. I don't believe in the so-called the democratic space is shrinking. I don't believe that. I don't believe that, and I don't want to be part of that narrative. I don't want to be part of that narrative to say the democratic space is shrinking. I don't want to be part of that. And that should be interesting to you, especially that I'm one of those people who have been arrested more times than any other opposition political party leader. I don't think there is anyone who has been arrested more than I have been arrested. I've been arrested by this government 9 times, actually 10. I've been arrested 10 times by this government. By this government, 10 times I've been arrested. But still, I would not say the democratic space is shrinking. No. I would not say that. I would not say that because, when you talk about democratic space shrinking, you are basically, bringing out, something to say government has totally covered, the freedoms of people, or they have withdrawn, or they are trampling on the freedoms of people. We can count a number of people that have been arrested. Yes, I've been arrested. I'm one of them. You can count Sean Tembo. But Lungu did count out some of the people that have been arrested. But how many are they? How many are they in a country that has got 20 million people? If you look at in terms of percentage, let's be realistic, because when you make a huge statement like that, democratic space is shrinking. Why is it shrinking? It's shrinking because people are being arrested. How many are being arrested? How many are being arrested? I mean, those are our Sambirila. Statistically, let's look at significance for you to talk about democratic space is shrinking. How many have been arrested? I am one of those people that has been arrested. But count me, yes. Lungu counted a number of people. Hey, myself, Sean Tembo, what. How many have been arrested in terms of depriving their rights to express themselves, or in line with expressing themselves, or in line with politics? How many have been arrested? For us, for us to diversify or to conclude, we must have variables that we look at to say, look at these variables, and out of these we can conclude to say this is happening. But if you ask this country how many people have been arrested, for us to say, to make that huge statement to say the democratic space is shrinking, how many? How many? Yes, I've been arrested, but I'm not going to say because I was arrested, then democratic space is shrinking. No. I'm not going to say that. And I'm not going to judge. It's not that my arrests are justified. No, they are not justified. They are not justified. They are very wrong. The arrests, my arrests, if anything, almost all of them, they are not justified. But because I've been arrested, and because Sean Tembo was arrested, and whoever was arrested, I mean, count us, 5 of us, out of 20 million people, at democratic space is shrinking. How? It doesn't make sense. Statistically, yakana. Scientifically, yakana. You can't. You can't. When you say democratic space is shrinking, really, there should be a significant number of people that you are pointing to say these people are being arrested because the government is trying to take away their freedoms. But so far, no, the number is insignificant. The number is insignificant for us to come and say democratic space is shrinking. And when you look at Lungu, he even counted people that have got genuine charges. Honestly, how can, for example, because not everyone who has been arrested on political lines. Some of these people are facing charges of having taken advantage of our resources. Proceeds of crime. I mean, some of these people, I mean, we know for sure that, the day before yesterday, they had nothing. All of a sudden, they have so much. I mean, if these people are being arrested, not all of them, but some of them, a good number of them actually, those who have been arrested, you can agree to say, no, surely, this person must be able to explain. How did you amass such wealth? How did you amass such wealth? So we should not confuse political arrests and those people who are being arrested on corruption-related charges. There is a difference. Lungu gave an example of Bakambwili to say, for example, Bakambwili, has just been jailed. I mean, Bakambwili, what he said should be condemned by any reasonable Zambian. It should be condemned by any reasonable Zambian. You can't talk about the jailing of Bakambwili, the convicting of Bakambwili, as an example of democratic space shrinking. You can't. You can't. You can't talk about, the arrest of but you can't. Let me not mention, because there are certain people that but some of these people. Some of these people. You can't say no. This is democratic space is shrinking. No. So this is the truthfulness that I wish we could all have, where we can be truthful and look at things as they are, objectively, to say, EKC, it is not political. Okay, EKC, it is political. Okay, EKC, we should be able to do that. Of course, there are some arrests which, are bizarre. There are some arrests which are bizarre. For example, the issue of Chris Zumanizimba. I told you, Chris Zumanizimba and his colleagues are not in a part of gossip. That was bad. That was bad. And it is unfortunate that they had to go through the entire process and only to be acquitted, because somebody should have seen that this case will be is a brought in dead case. Somebody should have seen that. Somebody should have seen that this case is not going on anywhere. Somebody should have seen that. I don't know why we are allowing cases which don't make sense to go on until they reach the end, whereby now, at the end of the day, government becomes liable. I don't know why we are so casual. We are allowing certain things to happen such that at the end of the day, government becomes liable. When I was growing up, civil servants used to be so scared of government being sued. Bakapokola, they were so scared of government being sued. They were very scared. They never wanted government to be sued. Because what used to happen when, government is sued and they pay, some of these civil servants were being penalized. And they never wanted that. But now people have become so casual. It's like, it's okay, they can do all these things. And at the end of the day, government can even be sued. People no longer care if government is going to be sued or not. They don't care. Because the case of Chris Zumanzimba is one such case. Even this case, Yavena Kasanda, even this case, Yavena Kasanda, the way it has been handled, surely, Chris, case Yavena Kasanda. Honestly, how can you talk about espionage when others not yakari? You have let go of others. The foreigners are gone. And you remain with a few Zambians. And you want to continue going on with this case. I'm not discussing the details of the matter. I'm just discussing it from a general point of view to say, really, how solid is this case here, Venakasanda? I'm not saying it is weak or not, but I'm asking those who are part of this case, I'm asking you to say, how solid is it? How solid is it? Can you secure a conviction? That is the question that I'm asking. As a Zambian, as a taxpayer, as a politician, I'm asking you that the evidence that you have, do you think you have enough evidence to prosecute that case, or it is a case that is going into another knowledge, another acquittal? And look how long these people stayed in cells. So yes, there are certain cases that really we can point to. But at the end of the day, in spite of these isolated cases, in a country of more than 20 million people, you cannot come up and say democratic pace is shrinking. So, in other words, I'm just not agreeing with Lungu. And other people that have said democratic space is shrinking, me, I don't agree with them. I don't agree with them. Because some of these statements, they are alarming to the outside world. They paint our country, in a bad light. Our country's reputation is put in jeopardy when you are making these wild statements of democratic space is shrinking, democratic space is shrinking. Our reputation is being dented. And at the end of the day, we have these situations whereby, no, the creditors don't want to play ball. No, IMF is being difficult. Mwanawati, you are also contributing. And when that happens, you start dancing. Ah, yes, they are failing. Hey, IMF is flopped, is a flop. Hey, whatever. As it is being a flop, who is suffering? Who is suffering at the end of the day? At the end of the day is an ordinary Zambian. And this is where I'm saying patriotism tatukwete. Tatukwete patriotism. There is no patriotism. We are not doing politics for the love of this country. We are doing politics for the love of ourselves. Because if you care, you would not be celebrating the failure of IMF. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. Because IMF is our survival. IMF is our bridge. IMF program is our bridge at the moment. You can say, no, there is no country where IMF has sorted out whatever. What do you have? What is the alternative? Because some of you criticize, no, we don't need IMF, whatever. What is the alternative? What is the alternative? No, we can use homegrown solution. We can do this, we can do this, we can do. We live in a global economy. We live in a global economy. We live in a global economy. Zimbabwe is struggling right now, in spite of the minerals that they have. They have minerals, but they are struggling, to come out of their economic challenge because of the restrictions that they are facing on the global market. Which is why I actually agree with President Hakainde Hichilema when he's moving around and he's taking pictures with these people. I agree. And I'm happy with it. I am happy with it because he's selling the country. He's opening opportunities. And those opportunities to open and those people to have confidence, you need the IMF. Because, by the way, these very people that Hakainde Hichilema is meeting, these are the IMF. We cannot do it isolated, in isolation. We can't. We need others. No country can manage. Not even America itself. America needs other countries. So it is naive and lack of experience for some people who speak to say, no, we can have homegrown solutions. Homegrown solutions. Your minerals might be banned. Your minerals might not be bought. And you may have to start selling them, on a black market. And selling them on a black market, it will be cheaper. You will sell them cheaply. And you may not be able to import some of the things that you need. So, those who are patriotic, those who understand governance, and those who love our country, there is no way you are going to be, number one, be issuing inflammatory statements such as democratic space is shrinking. There is no way you are going to be celebrating the glitch that we are facing with our creditors. There is no way you are going to be celebrating the possible failure of the IMF program. There's no way you're going to do that. Because when you are doing that, you need to give solutions. You need to give alternatives. And this is where I'm even coming to Lungu to say, what is he offering? What is his alternative? What is his alternative? To all these challenges, we can condemn, HH, but what are we proposing as an alternative? And if we love our country, we should be able to promote, to give those solutions. Otherwise, we should be able to encourage those who are trying to do something. So, from my point of view, Lungu, it is unfortunate that he wants to take advantage of the situation that is currently going on. And the Zambians will only be fools to buy into the rhetorics of Edgar Lungu. If Lungu gives us solutions, I'll be one of those that will support him. But so far, we don't have alternative solutions. We don't have them. Then talking about the issue of, Mao, Sampa, and PF and whatever. That situation was created by Lungu. Like I've said before. Me, I used to say it here. Lungu, you cannot be double standard. On one side, no, I'm not in politics. On one side, you are holding on to PF. PF has been taken by Mao Sampa because you packed it. You were not playing good politics. And Mao Sampa has just beaten you to the dirty politics. The selfishness of you wanting to hold on to PF and not giving it, because you can hold on to it, but giving it the life that it needed. This is what has killed PF. And at the moment, if you are really politicians, you should know that PF is gone. And don't waste your time fighting PF. You will not resolve the issue of PF before 2026. 2026 will be here. You will still be fighting with Mao Sampa. And Mao Sampa will be president of PF. 2026, mark my words. Mark my words, 2026 will be here. And Mao Sampa will still be PF president. You'll be struggling. I know, eventually, these court cases like here what Dr. Neva Sumumba, Nava MMD, you will eventually win. You will eventually triumph. But it will be useless because PF by then would be a wreck. Mao Sampa would have wrecked it terribly such that you have nothing. You have nothing. PF will be nothing. So, Lungu, if you want to salvage or if you want to help the former PF members, this is the time that you have to engage, get another political party, and bring everybody into that political party. Bring everybody into that political party. You have the members, but you don't have PF. PF is going to Mao Sampa. Don't waste your time. Find another party, go into that party, and bring all the members there. And fund them. Fund them. Bring out resources. Ukulandalanda fema politics, tafyaka bombe. Ukulandalanda tafyaka bombe. You need resources. Lungu, if you don't have resources, and if you cannot mobilize resources, you better quickly give the party to somebody. I'm saying give the party to somebody. I know PF is gone, but you have the membership. Find another party, identify somebody, let that person be running. Because as it is, I mean, you can't, even those threats that you were putting up, those threats that you are putting up, we are going to fight, hey, legally and whatever. Makebi Zulu, I hold him in high esteem. And I recognize his efforts. But he can only do so much. And you cannot turn one law firm. I mean, those people are overwhelmed. Are you really thinking properly? All the cases, Yakuri Makebi Zulu. All the cases, Yakuri Makebi Zulu. All the cases, Yakuri Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu. I think Makebi Zulu should move from that office and start renting their sun share. The entire building. Provide money for Makebi Zulu so that he should start renting Chirachi Sun Share. The entire building. Let him take up that Sun Share, the entire building, so that he can employ many lawyers. Many lawyers. Because you some cases are kuli Makebi Zulu. You some cases are kuli Makebi Zulu. But then Makebi Zulu cannot handle, even if he is superhuman, he cannot handle all these cases if there are no resources. I know what is happening there. I know what is happening. That guy uli wakulima osampa mwasende. Mwamusenda, you take him in some hidden place and you said mwalampero rupia. And you failed to release money. You failed to release money. You failed to give him money. Kutumwa you are fighting like that. You get a person, a very key person, that one. I'm not going to mention his name. You got this person, a key person, Kulimao Zampa. You got him. And you are like that they didn't even charge you abduction because that was very serious also. And the guy, Mwamu Vikapole, no, we are going to give you money. You didn't give him money. Katushinda Lamanga Sharifu. Katushinda Lamanga Sharifu man because Ningu Fat Manafu Mwadingiro Kumpera at Shinga. 1 million. Katushinga Sharif 1 million. Balungu Bushe 1 million. Tapo kere udio mun narirandananku. Tapo kere 1 million. By Kadifet no Makebiara to Mimpia. Money never came. And I know if Makebi Zulu was given that money would have been delivered. But I know Makebi was not, I'm sure he didn't have the money. I didn't even, maybe he knew about it, but I don't think, the money was provided. So if you don't even have Ama resources, how are you going to fight? So Fumia Nimpia, Muichitakaso, Ama politics Nimpia. Fumia Nimpia, look for another party, get resources, let all the membership come into that party. Let all the membership come into that party. Members of parliament, they can stay in parliament. Mao Sampaka not, expel them. Mao Sampaka not expel them. Let them be there. Let them be there mpaka 2026. But for the rest of the membership, find them somewhere where they can have a platform and provide resources. Don't just come on media and start issuing threats. When you are issuing threats, you must have something that is backing you. But Bushe Lungu na wakwata what is required for him to issue those threats. Na wakwata what is backing him. But okay, even if na wakwata, because one thing that I can say is that don't take it for granted. Don't take it for granted that no, Balungu doesn't have powers. Those of you who are in power, don't make a mistake to underrate Edgar Chagwa. Don't make a mistake. I am saying Balungu is taking advantage of the situation to come back, but he doesn't have solutions. But at the same time, I am telling you, don't make a mistake to underrate Edgar Chagwa. Don't make that mistake. Why? Because of the current economic challenges that people are facing. And this is a situation whereby, even if he doesn't have solutions, they will say, Awapo we know. Before he left, we were buying fuel so much. Before he left, we were buying meal. That in itself is a serious threat. That in itself is a serious political capital for Edgar. Even if he's not taking questions now, even if he's not offering alternatives, he simply have to talk about how it was before. Even if he can never go back, even if we can never go back, the fact is that we can never go back to 130 kwacha millimil. We can't go back. We will never go back to 17 kwacha fuel. We will not go back, even if Lungu will. But innocent Zambians can vote for Lungu or can push for Lungu based on that. So be very careful on how you are handling Lungu. Be very careful. The statement was a little bit confrontational. Government should not take it at the same pitch, should not take it at the same level. Because at the end of the day, Lungu is an underdog. So if government engages in a fight with Lungu, the one that is going to win is Lungu. Because people are going to sympathize with Lungu. Lungu is an underdog. Don't cheat yourself to say, no, Zambians will remember. You like to talk about, hey, Kadarism. You are exaggerating. You are exaggerating. By UPND, you exaggerate. You exaggerate. You talk about like Zambia was so Bibo. Zambia was, it was, no, it wasn't. I still used to live here during the time of Lungu. I still used to live here. I was arrested. I used to be arrested, yes. From here. Sean Tembo was also being arrested. And he is still there. And he was there. So come on, don't exaggerate this issue of to say, no, freedoms, come on. Eh? Talk about something else, not this freedom that like you say, hey, now freedom. I mean, tatuja freedom, webantu. Tatuja freedom. Hmm? And some of us, we are not even scared of, ourselves. What we are scared of is hunger. That's what we are scared of. If you see us compromising in talking, ninsala tutina, not to come jail. Ninsala tutina. So, hey, freedom. Tatuja freedom. I mean, some of the people that the life that they live is worse than, being mujere uredia. Ngakutu aba mujere uredia. What is better? Uri mujere uredia than you are free, but you have no food. In some countries, kutu wakumano kwa mujere. A lot of people in other countries, like in South Africa, some of us, we have tested. Nali testa po jeri ya South Africa. South Africa mdala uruchero bala de bread. Abantu babiri bread dimo baba pe. Milk so bale no tea na milk. Na rice bakupera. Inkoko wino. But umuntu ali muchifungo. Some people, a lot of our people would prefer being in jail in countries where things are okay than being free. So if freedom, freedom doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But the point I'm trying to make is that don't underrate Lungu. Don't underrate Lungu. And don't take him in the political path that he wants to take you. Where he's talking about removing immunity, hey, Shan, you can even kill me, blah, 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 blah. And if you take him on that in that trajectory, he will win public sympathy because he's an underdog at the moment. What you have to do is to give him the politics, challenge him on a political platform, challenge him to take questions from journalists, challenge him to go and face this young man from Radio Phoenix, at Chi 3, Chimwega. Let him go and face Chimwega pa Radio Phoenix. Let him go and face Costa Mwanza pa Diamond TV. That's what you should. That's what you should be throwing at him. That's what you should be throwing at him. Not to take him on the confrontation or whatever. Show that Lungu is not a political heavyweight as much as he is a former head of state. Show that there is no political substance in Lungu. Let people see that there is no political substance in Lungu. With due respect, I'm not insulting him as a person. I'm talking from a political point of view. Na papat. Mungu fikishe kuno win. There is no political substance. There is no political weight in Valungu. And you can do this easily. Let's challenge Valungu. Let him go and face Chimwega. Let him go and face Costa Mwanza. Let him come and face, you know, you like protecting ZNBC. ZNBC, you don't want people to go there. Let him go and face Grevazio Zulu on ZNBC. Extend Valungu Beteni. Let him come and give solutions, alternative solutions. Munatina sana, you know, the non-Canada program, you just bring cadres there, cadres there, cadres there. Bring even some of these opposition. Put them there. Let them be questioned. Let Zambian people hear. But at the end of the day, really, what is so sad for me is that most of us, we are acting from our selfish positions. And once things are okay with us, it's okay. And by UPND, you have got this attitude. A lot of by UPND, you have got this attitude. By UPND, you have to realize that for you to deliver to the people, it is a concerted effort. Everyone has to put in something. Everyone has to put in something. Everyone has to put in something. And those that you can even bring in, bring them in. But now we get Rama positions. But really you are not delivering. Now we get Rama position, but you are not delivering. Zambia will not change like that. Hakainde Hichilema will not change this country by himself. He needs everyone. He needs everyone. But a lot of you, by UPND, you are holding on to positions, but you are doing nothing. You are not helping that Hakainde Hichilema. You are not. I know Hakainde Hichilema is working day and night. He wants to make things happen. But the supporting team is very poor. And we are not saying this so that we can be recognized. Because even me, even if I'm appointed, even if I'm given a position, I cannot change anything alone. I need to work with people. So don't make a mistake to think that, no, we are talking like this because we want to be recognized. Yes, it's true. We are saying we have got something that we can offer. But as much as we have something that we can offer, we would want also others to put in something, because we will be all failures. Even if we are appointed, we will all be failures. We all need to do something. But there are too many people that are loafing in this government of Hakainde Hichilema. There are too many people that are just drawing a salary. They are not doing much. And as long as these people, there are too many passengers in a government, it will be very, very, very difficult to deliver. There are too many passengers. You know, you are so jealous, you are so selfish. Some people are saying, no, these people, they are just appointing each other, Tongas and Losses and whatever, whatever. Do you know that there are Tongas who are being fired out of this government? Do you know that Losses who are being excluded? Do you know that there are Tongas who are being frustrated in this government? I don't think for me it is on tribal, because I know yesterday I was actually talking to one Tonga man who has been removed from his position. He's a Tonga man, he has been removed. And I've met a number of Losses and Tongas who are frustrated, who are complaining. So I don't think we should take it on tribal lines. I think we should desist from that. Because I don't think there is somebody who is being employed because you are Tonga. I don't think there is somebody who is being employed because you are Tonga. You can't just go to Garin Combo to say, oh, hello, I'm Tonga, I've come to be employed. I don't think Garin Combo will give you employment as much as he is Tonga. I don't think Hakainde Hichilema will give you an employment just because you say, oh, hello, I'm Tonga. No, I don't think he'll give you employment. So there are a number of Tongas that are looking for employment, or that are looking for opportunities, and they're not getting them. They are going in these offices, speaking Tonga, asking for favors, and they're not getting the favors. So I think from my point of view is that let us desist from looking at this issue to say it is about tribe. It is about tribe. It is about tribe. It is simply about maybe call it nepotism. Otherwise, it's about people that I know. If I'm appointed, the people that I know, the people that will be making phone calls, most of them will be people from the Copper Belt, will be people from Chinsali, because this is where my connection is. This is where my connection is. And I will not be employing them, or I will not be looking at them because they are Bemba. No, it is because nalimu ishiboyu. Umuntu tu adinango pati secondary school. Shamu office mwa nalamulekele shashan. Shamulekeleche. And when I help this person, it is not because he is of this tribe. No, it is because I know him. So we need to understand this, and let us be very careful not to, create chaos in our country where we want to propagate. No, it's tribalism, it's tribalism. I don't think there is anyone who is being employed based on the tribe. Yes, if people are being favored because they are known. Even me, I know. Like this guy I was meeting yesterday, he's Tonga. But I've known him for a long time. And I went to meet him. We chatted and whatever. And before he has helped me, even now, I've received money. I've received money from a Tonga person. And this Tonga guy that I've received money from is a guy that I've known him a long time. A very long time. From a long time, I know him. But he has sent me money. He hasn't sent me money because, he knows I'm not Tonga. And there are so many Tongas. He has got even relatives who are Tonga. He hasn't sent them money. He has sent it to me. So let us be very careful when we are discussing this thing. Napapat. Look at it as people that you know. Like this person, he knows me, he has sent me money, and we know each other from a long time, and yet the guy is Tonga. He didn't send it to other Tongas. He didn't send it because Daddy is Bemba, I'm not going to send it. No. The people that I talk to in UPND, a number of them are Tonga. Tonga and Lozi. But these people that I talk to, they don't, it's out of the friendship that we have. Yes, hey, you have known, somebody was telling me, no, Hakainde Hichilema will never appoint you because you are not Tonga. Whatever. I don't think so. I don't believe that. There are so many people that have been appointed who are not Tongas. There are so many people who have been appointed who are not Tongas. Anyway, I think, let me open those phone lines. The number that you'll be calling is 0763 302207. 0763 302207. 0763 302207. You have to call on WhatsApp, Napapata. Call me on WhatsApp, just on WhatsApp. And you are calling on 0763 302207. Just call me on WhatsApp. 0763 302207. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
Yes. Nachirapo fukulanda kupali President Hakainde Fimulelanda ukwevati abakwata abantu who have surrounded the passengers. I can tell you, Mr. President, we UPND, they are very intelligent people, but they are not talking not because they don't want to talk, but it's because of the president. He does not accept advice. It's actually him who advises them. Even yourself, the way you are independent, you have an independent mind. I don't think Mwambo Kulanda. You know, at one point, Mwareseka Pilato, it's very difficult when the PND are intelligent, but they don't talk. And they are useless. They are not. It's because of the president. president that is there, he does not accept advice. And unless you decide to go and keep quiet, nobody can because we know you. If you're from Mulande, if you are in the UPND inside, I can assure you on that one, Mr. President. So the problem, they are very intelligent people in UPND. I worked with a lot of them, very intelligent. But this time, but not because folk were quiet, because up there, even you, when you join them, you'll be like them. It's different from Lungu. Lungu goodness, but the problem that he had, he was surrounded by very wrong people, like Avena Freedom, Skazwe, Avena Kaisazur, but he's a very good person. He's surrounded by very good people. Edgar Lungu will be a good president, and in the next year, UPND, in the I'll be the political advisor to Edgar Lungu. If we are surrounded, now we will political advisor, we will do better. Edgar Lungu is better because he can accept advice. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Tan.
Yes, yes.
Yes, boss. I think we have talked like the UPND, they are losing popularity the way you have explained. Because whenever from the top man like president coming to the councillor, when you ask them what they have done, they'll start mentioning about 35,000 jobs, CDF, what so and so. It's now 2 years, and some months, These things which has got a progressive ground, right? Like the way we are saying, people need to eat, right? We are learning more from the problem that the country is facing. Because I wonder why all the MPs, all the DCs, or maybe even the councillors, what they talk about is CDF, we are making chairs, we are doing ABCD. What about these high prices of commodities? Because the PF is going the way you have said, it has gone mouse up. And I don't think we still need Edgar Lungu as a topic. And they are making him popular. Last time he was giving a press conference, here comes Muitua, defend it. These people sometimes they have just to keep quiet. Interacting like that, like a debate every day and day, won't change anything. Because the president, surely, the way you have said, is working hard by these followers. Yeah? I don't know why CDF is 28 penny, we have done employ this and that. Surely. I think.
Oh, I lost that one. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Hi, Mr. Tayali. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Okay. This is Sarah from Seattle. I just want to give one. I just want to say one sentence or two sentences about Mr. Lungu's press. I don't know if it was a press conference or where he stood up to say that democracy is shrinking in Zambia. My take on that one, okay, Mr. Lungu has got the right to say whatever he wants to say about the country because he's a Zambian and he was the president of the country and we have respect for him for being our president. But what I'm worried about is for him to start saying that if we use the means that we are using now, if they don't work, we are going to use other means. I would like Mr. Lungu to elaborate on that one. What other means is he talking about? Because, Twatina, if I'm Zambians, because we don't know what he's thinking of. We don't know what their plan is. He needs to be questioned by the police to say, what are you talking about? Which other means? If he and we are not here to sit and wait for somebody who is threatening to say, nga fyatiri kwefi nga wonfya other means akanyerenga mwaka titikisha kalasuma. What do you mean exactly, Mr. Lungu? Do you love Zambia? Do you love Zambians? So that one, we are very worried. I'm worried about that statement from the former president of Zambia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Shan mam, wa Mary.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I'm quiet.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hello? Down for the bed.
I'm quiet, London.
Hello?
Hello, London.
Okay. Okay, down for back network here the super. Wow.
Hello? Hello, can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hello, Mr. President.
Yes, please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay. I would love also to contribute.
Yes.
Concerning the lady that was speaking about what the former president said, that Kanyerere ngawaka papa mina kalasuma. I think to my point with what the former president said, he was somehow was quite right, because it is kind of like pushing too much the owners of PF to the corner, even when we know very well it is in black and white that the parliament has violated the law. The police has been contaminated or corrupted. So in other way, people start looking at that picture, people started losing confidence in the government institution, including the Registrar of Society. You see, including the Registrar of Society, there was a letter that came through the court that showed that Edgar was the president, and now we hear that they have changed the names. You see, so in other ways, the ruling party or the government is breaking the law at will. Now, if justice is not, you cannot get justice through the court of law. The only thing you have to do, make your own justice, because you are doing it on self-defense. And that's where the problem comes in, and that's where this country can be put in frames. And the people who are causing this are people breaking the law. It's always started like this. And you have to understand, in Zambia generally, political party, people are connected with political party with emotions. And primarily people are bad. And if you people who are president, who say you're patriotic to the country, definitely you have to put the law first, regardless of any gimmicks or games, and allow the law to be supreme and the gimmicks to be second. It's the same with the Bible, because you are the priest. Any culture that violates the principles of scriptures, it's not a culture. And any gimmicks that violate the principle of law, and any gimmicks that violate the principle of law, it's not gimmicks. It's just destroying the country. And that's where the emotions and people are saying so, that people will get their own justice because the court of law is failing to give them.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. President.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Tad.
Yes, please.
Yes, Mr. Tari, you said the PF has gone to Mausampa just like that. But I've got a question. I've got a question. How is Mausampa going to manage making rallies? If at all the government permit him to make one rally, let's say in the Copper Belt, even maybe in Lusaka, is he going to manage? Because most of the people are not happy about him. Is he going to manage surely the way he did some other things? Because on the ground of it, some of his members said we are called, like Mr. Ground and the other person, we are saying we are called for independence and he changed to convention. Surely, is he going to manage making a rally with huge people, supporters, with his current scenario of getting PF in that manner? That is a question, Mr. Terry.
I'll ask you, if you steal a chicken, you know, you have a neighbor, are you going to eat it outside?
No.
You can't, isn't it? So,
but looking at the way Mao Sampa is doing, you know, because the way he's parading people saying Abanyuanani, it doesn't make any sense in that way, you know, and flashing money like that, you know, he's surely making himself unpopular to people, right?
Politics,
party has been taken.
You know, usually you people like to say, this guy is making himself unpopular. Politics, they were very funny, eh? Yeah, they were very, very funny. Sometimes you would, from your point of view, you can think that a person is making himself unpopular. Unfortunately, there are people that are following that person. Mao Sampa today, as we speak, I'm sure there are a number of people that have joined him. Today, as we speak, there are a number of people that have joined him. So you should be very careful when you say he's losing people. Abantu fe bali shupa. Politics they have anaka.
But you see, boss, he has got these followers. These people, like having a ground in a whatever guy, they have to zip up their mouths. Let the president himself, Mao Sampa, address. You know, because they are insulting the president. The other day they were insulting Lungu, Shan. So that kind of politics.
They're also doing politics. That's their politics that they're doing. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Hello? President Sadi? Mimi nataka sugar.
Kwa London.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, ndipo kulanda kuna nipali balungu yoba kwa president. Hello?
Na shupa network yenu. Anyway, tonight, really, I'm just holding myself. I don't know. I remember. Yeah, I'm feeling tired. But, you know, because yesterday I was out, you know. So I didn't sleep much. I think I'll leave it there for tonight. Thank you very much for following. May God bless you. May God bless Zambia. I will end here for tonight.